I just finished watching Shirley on Netflix, and here's all Sugar has to say about that. Shirley currently on Netflix, I have been waiting for since I heard it was coming out. When I first saw the trailer and I saw Regina King, I thought, okay, I like this because, I do enjoy Regina King very much. And I thought, okay, let me tap in. And then I saw it was Shirley Chisholm. I said, interesting. Let me see what this is all about. So I've been waiting for this piece. Let me also start by saying it did not disappoint. But let me roll things back before we go forward. So, written and directed by John Ridley. Very good. And in addition to Regina King, who plays Shirley Chisholm, we have Terrence Howard, Lance Reddick in one of his final performances. Rest in peace. He was a good actor. Lucas Hedges, and a slew of other great performers. It was actually a nice, good cast of some great performers. This film follows Shirley Chisholm from her being the first Black female elected to Congress in 1968. So we start there, and then we follow her on her journey to becoming the Democratic candidate for the presidential election in 1972. So that's the range of time frame that we go through. Let me start by saying that I went into this process out of curiosity and, of course, fandom for Regina King. I didn't really know a lot about Shirley Chisholm. I kind of have some vague memory of her from my early academic years, but I feel like she's a person that, I don't know for you, but for me, we didn't really go a lot into her life and contribution, so I really didn't know a lot about her. I was excited to learn a whole lot about Shirley Chisholm. But before I jump into that, well, let me see. Now, where should I go? Should I go there? Let me go there. Fine, let me go there. Firstly, I did not know that she was born in Brooklyn. I didn't know that. I didn't know that she was born there. That's where her beginnings were. So that's fact number one. And number two, I did not know that she was the first Black woman elected to Congress in 1968. So that's fact number two. Number three, I did not know that she was my Caribbean sister. I did not know her roots went back to the islands. And so when I was watching and I heard this faint accent, and I said, what's going on here? I need to do some research. I went to the clicking really quickly to see this, to gain further information, and I learned that she is from Bajan and Guyanese background. I said, okay, father from Guyana and mother from Barbados, and she spent from ages 5 to 9 in Barbados. So I said, okay, my Caribbean sister, I like this Shirley Chisholm. So that was fantastic to learn. Now let's reel it all back. I did not know how dynamic of a person Shirley Chisholm was. Now I see her in the history books, as I said, vaguely, but seeing her depicted on the screen was quite remarkable. Let's talk about Regina King's performance. Captivating. I was glued to the screen, enthralled with her performance, because I didn't see Regina at all. I saw this depiction of Shirley Chisholm because it's the only one that I've ever seen. I liked her accent work. It wasn't heavy on the accent. And although I am not a Bajan accent expert, I am a Caribbean accent expert. I'm a Jamaican accent expert because I come from Jamaica. But I like that she peppered it in. It wasn't overwhelming. It was done in a very tasteful manner. I also enjoyed that accent came out when it needed to, when she had to tell people up, and we didn't have to wait too long, because in the very beginning, when she had to professionally but sharply tell off this congressman that continuously harassed her about how he couldn't understand how they were earning the exact same amount of money, she professionally and sharply gave him a good Caribbean tell-off. And I love that. There were more than one scenes where you really saw her background come out, and I appreciate that from a Caribbean perspective. And it really showed her strength. It showed her connection to her roots, her foundation, and I love that. I did not know how dynamic, how strong, how outgoing of a woman that she was. I also did not know, she was a woman back then running for president. I did not know just how much of a force she was, and she was leading a pack of men that really was in support of her. That was really so inspiring to watch. What else did I enjoy about her? Oh, I did not know how much of a fashionista Miss Shirley Chisholm was. Now, let me say, in a little bit of my research prior to going into the film, I was watching some interviews with Regina King, and specifically on Entertainment Tonight, where she talked about what she wanted to make sure she captured in Shirley Chisholm's portrayal was, number one, how she spoke. She was wearing a prosthetic in her mouth for her teeth to really capture that Shirley Chisholm shape and the way she spoke. But she also said it was very important to her that the wardrobe was on point, so that all of her pieces really showed how stylish that Shirley Chisholm was. And I appreciated that. Every time she stepped out in a new outfit for every scene, I was like, Shirley, I need them outfits now. Yes. I felt really inspired by this piece. The writing, let's start by that. That inspired me. It was smooth. It ran really well. There was no lag. So kudos to the writer, to the director. Everything flowed quite lovely. The performances were stellar. Regina was at the helm of this show, or she was at the helm of this film, and she did an exquisite job. And everyone else just surrounds her, and they also did a great job in supporting her as the lead. No one fell short for me. Everyone played their role. Everyone played their role quite well and did a spectacular job in pulling all the pieces together to give this amazing tribute to Shirley Chisholm. Another thing that I did not know and I enjoyed learning about was seeing the scene with Diane Carol. That character, well, she's a person, but seeing the Diane Carol scene, I did not know that Diane Carol was such a proponent and a heavy force in the civil rights movement. I did not know that. I just know her as an actress, a stunning woman who I've always just admired her strength and her fierceness. But I did not know, number one, that she endured so much prejudice and hate for some of her acting portrayals, and that she was just heavy into the civil rights movement. I appreciated these little peeks thrown out here and there of Shirley Chisholm. And for those that's watching and listening, okay, I would appreciate a Diane Carol biopic, because there was clearly a lot of things that I don't know about her, and I would love to get more information. I give this piece a strong B+. Like, it was captivating. All the performances are well. It was a good, solid piece that you can watch with your family. You can watch with your child. You can play it in the schools. Watching it, you really get a good dose of Shirley Chisholm. You really get a good peek into who she was, and I just adored that. I am very happy I had the chance to watch it. I would watch it again, especially from an educational perspective, and seeing what else that I might have missed that I can capture the second time. And as I said, I highly recommend that. I don't see a lot of people are watching it so far. Maybe y'all just running behind, but that's okay. It literally just came out. Just watch it on Netflix. You already subscribed. And if you didn't subscribe, just subscribe to see Shirley, because it's worth it. You're going to love the experience, supporting not only Regina King and all these other phenomenal actors, but celebrating Shirley Chisholm. And that's about all Sugar has to say about that.